Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I really hope you liked my intro. I worked really hard on it. So first I'm starting out with blocking out my eyebrows. I realized when I got further into the look that this step wasn't pretty necessary at all. I didn't really follow the video of how Lex did it in her video, how she kind of moved one eyebrow shard or one eyebrow to a different shard of glass. You'll see later on what I'm talking about. But over just a step by step, I did use a washable glue stick. That is the key, washable. You don't want to put regular glue in your eyebrows. You'll have a nice wax. So I'm using the washable Elmer's glue stick, the purple one, and I'm placing a lot over your eyebrows, and you want to use a spoolie to stick it straight up and flat to your face, so it helps with making sure that nothing is bumpy or weird or has any texture on it. You want it to be as flat as possible and as stuck to your face as possible. So after I finish with the glue stick, I'm going to take a loose powder. I just use my Coty Airspun powder, and you're going to pack a really generous amount over your brow, as you see I'm doing here. This gets rid of any of the stickiness, anything that's left over. It'll just get rid of that. And then after this step, you're going to brush off all of the excess, and then I place concealer over it, and try not to buff and blend right over where the glue is holding the brows, just because you don't want it to move and you don't want anything to get out of place. You want to keep it how it was. Make sure that whatever concealer that you're deciding to use, that whenever you start doing this, you are pouncing up and down with a sponge or just lightly pressing over with the brush like I'm doing here. Make sure that you're using a pretty full coverage concealer. You want it to cover your brows even further, more than the powder and the glue has done, and you just want to make sure that everything is going to be seamless. So full coverage concealer works really well for this. After I'm finished with the brows, I'm taking the LA Girl Pro Coverage Full Coverage HD foundation. I'll have it down listed below what exactly it is, but it is just a white foundation, and I'm making sure to put a generous amount all over my face so I can buff this out with a sponge and start with getting on the white base on my face. Apparently my foundation faces are very cute. So I'm taking the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette, and I'm using the shades Licorice and Cherry Wet, which are pretty like red or burgundy-ish shades, and I'm using that all over my eye socket, all under my eye as well. So because this wasn't being as red as I wanted it, more of like a pink purpley color, I'm taking the shade Venus in the ColourPop Cream Gel colors, which I love, by the way. I'm taking the shade Venus, which is just a really true red and it's gorgeous, and I'm just packing that all over the lid because it really gave me the red effect that I wanted to do. And then after that, I just kind of buffed up on the top of it just to make sure there's no harsh lines. So I am following a photo of Made You Look, which is, she is here on YouTube. Her name is Lex. She is the one who completely all her original idea, that she came up with this Bloody Mary look of her breaking through the glass of the mirror, which I loved the idea. And of course her video is absolutely stunning, and she's an amazing body painter. So if you don't already follow her, then you totally should. I will have her original video and her channel linked on the bottom. So I am following just a reference picture that I got from her Instagram, and also like I was watching the video to make sure that I, got some things right. Obviously not as good as her, okay, but it is really fun to do, and it was fun to follow along. So I am starting just by mapping out where I want the glass shards to be and where I want the broken pieces to be. During this whole process, I will be using the Mayron Aqua Paints, which I'm using the black and the red when I'm doing this entire look. Once I have all the cracks and breaks that I want on my face, I am taking the red and the black mixed together and just going over my lines, making sure they're deep and dark, and making sure that the red kind of peeks through to show that I'm like bleeding or that I did go through broken glass. To start with the blood at the top of the scalp, that kind of looks like it's like being ripped down. I did do the paint thing that she was doing where she basically painted on all of the blood drips. So I was following that photo and trying to do the best that I could. I mean, at first I was like, I don't think I'm doing this right. But I think I got it down. Although at the end I was like, yeah, I'm not really feeling this. So I did add some scab blood on it. And as you see here, I used a lot of water and diluted the paint to make sure that it dripped down my forehead, because obviously that's an actual drip and it makes it more realistic. But me trying to draw them on, it just kind of looked like, like a little kid did it. So I wasn't really liking it. So I did just kind of drip and draw, and then I added blood on top, and it looked pretty good. So after I did all of that, I did do the same thing under my eyes because I wanted her to have bloody red tears. So I did do that, just kind of running the red paint under my lash line as well, just to be more bloody. So here's where I decided that blocking out my eyebrows was pretty pointless for what I did. In Lex's video, she did say that when she blocked out one of her brows, I believe, and she kind of moved it to a different shard of glass to show that it shifted, which is really cool and genius, if I must say. But I didn't do that. I'm not as skilled as she is, so I wasn't really liking how a lot of this was turning out. The end product was alright, But yeah, so anyway, I am just filling in my eyebrows, but I'm doing them in a red shape just with the red body paint, and then I'm using white to clean up under it, kind of like you would with regular pomade and concealer. I did add some black on top of it just to make them a little darker because they were a little too red for me of what I wanted, so I did add black on top. So whenever I finish with the eyebrows, I am going over the black cracks, some of them with more either red or black or both of them mixed together, just to make sure everything stands out and everything's darkened how it should be. I did start adding shadows under all of the cracks and crevices and all the things on my face. I did start adding a gray shadow right under all of them just to have it stand out and look like it's coming out of my face. And it did work as an illusion. It worked alright. I definitely gotta practice more. Obviously, body painting is not my forte, but this was pretty fun to practice and do, so I hope you guys enjoy it. So I am just taking a white body paint now, still the Mayron, and I'm going between where the black line is and where I did the shadow. I'm just highlighting that area because that'll just help with the dimension and really give the effect that is coming from my face. Now for the fun part, I'm taking Midnight Scab Blood and I'm placing it all over the top of my head in the wound just to make all of the blood look more, I forgot the word, what is it, like coagulated, or I don't know the word. Yeah, so I'm just putting that all over my wounds, making them juicy and dark red just because I like how it looks. Surprise! I am in a new shirt, which is from Fashion Nova, and it's actually a bodysuit. And then I added some lashes, and I painted them with the white aqua paint. So I changed because I am going to try and attempt to do the Victorian neckline necklace thing that Lex did in her video as well. It just kind of adds to the costume, and it looks really awesome. So I am just whitening out my face again, just like I did my neck, with the same product, the LA Girl HT foundation, and I am just pounding that all over, blending it out, and then we can get started on the neck piece. Sorry I keep referencing her video, but this is her whole idea. Lex's video, when she was describing this part, she said there was no way to really describe it. It's just random doodles on your neck, which I mean it is. I did look up, well, I took reference from her video and her look, and I also looked up just Victorian necklaces in general. That middle part that I was doing there, I kind of wanted to be one of those silhouette looking brooches things. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, with like the little girl in them. I thought that'd be kind of cute, but I realized I'm not that skilled, so I couldn't do that. I am just adding a whole bunch of just random doodles all over my neck and just hoping for the best. Sorry I kept moving around and stuff in this video. I was sitting on my floor and my leg kept falling asleep because I always sit crisscross, so it kept falling asleep. I did pretty much finish the neckline. I mean, I can obviously practice and get better at this. And then after I was finished with that, I added the white aqua paint to my hair just to have the hair effect that she had in her video as well, which I really like how it turned out. I really think that it brought the whole look together. So that is my Bloody Mary tutorial. I really hope you guys liked it, and just let me know what I can improve, some really good maybe face paint products that I could use, and I really hope you enjoyed. Bye!
Get out the frame, bro. Those three. Where'd you go? She's not there. Okay.
I'll do it again.
Here,
Okay. I can be in my bloopers. Alright, say Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Ah!
Female seahorses. So female seahorses carry the eggs, and then she grabs her eggs, and then she's like, "Hey, Dad, come here." Stuffs them in his pouch, and then he's got to carry them.